Silk Road and the mastermind thief, Jimmy Zhong. Remember that name? It's synonymous with greed, deception, and one of the biggest Bitcoin heists in history. Zhong was an early user of Silk Road, a hidden part of the internet where you could buy almost anything illegal. Drugs, guns, you name it. It used Bitcoin, a new type of money that was hard to trace. Perfect for criminals. But Zhong wasn't just a customer. He was about to become a legend. Zhong was smart. He saw a weakness in Silk Road, a glitch in the system. When you bought something, there was a short window of time where the website didn't update properly. Zhong realized he could exploit this. Imagine going to a vending machine, putting in your money and getting 2 sodas instead of 1. That's what Zhong figured out how to do with Bitcoin on Silk Road. Zhong started small, testing the waters. He'd make a Bitcoin deposit, wait for the right moment, and then cash out double. It worked, again and again. His confidence grew with each successful heist. Over time, Zhong stole a mind-boggling 51,680 Bitcoins. Back then, they weren't worth much, but by 2023, his stash was worth over $3 billion. Zhong was officially richer than most countries. But how do you hide that much money, especially when it's stolen? Zhong had a plan. He told everyone he'd made his fortune mining Bitcoin. Back then, few people understood how it worked. It sounded plausible. And so, Zhong got away with it. For a while. For 10 years, Zhong lived a double life. Publicly, he played the role of the successful tech entrepreneur. He bought a mansion in Atlanta, drove fancy cars, and threw lavish parties. But privately, Zhong was haunted by his secret. The fear of getting caught gnawed at him. To cope, he turned to drugs. Cocaine became his escape. In 2016, Zhong's luck ran out. He got busted for cocaine possession. It was a minor charge, a slap on the wrist. But it was a sign. Zhong's life was starting to unravel. He couldn't outrun his past forever, and the walls were closing in. March 13, 2019, a day that changed everything. Zhong made a rookie mistake. He tried to move a large sum of Bitcoin through an exchange. Big mistake. The feds were watching. They'd been tracking the stolen Silk Road Bitcoins for years, and they finally had their man. The raid on Zhong's mansion was swift and brutal. Agents seized computers, hard drives, and most importantly the keys to his Bitcoin fortune. Zhong was arrested, charged with money laundering. His days of luxury were over. His lies had caught up with him. In the end, Jimmy Zhong was sentenced to just 1 year in prison, a slap on the wrist for one of the biggest heists in history. But the real punishment? Knowing that he once had it all, and lost it all because of greed and a little white powder.